So here are the top 5 things people didn't know before they moved to Florida.
More than 500,000 people moved to Florida last year, and a majority of them did not know these 5 things. And be sure to stick around until the end because the last one will really freak you out.
Number 5, you are never more than 60 miles from a beach. Now, we've got the East Coast, we've got the West Coast. Me personally, I'm a New Smyrna fan.
Yep.
I like the East Coast. You can drive on the beach, literally bring your car and drive in. It is phenomenal. What do you like?
I like Lido Beach. I like the West Coast because I love going shelling and I can spend hours just walking along the coastline looking for shells. So that's the place where you're going to find a lot of shells is on the West Coast.
And also something else, which we'll talk about in just a couple minutes.
Number 4, you can find shark teeth at the beach. We love doing that. We take our kids there, we bring a little shovel and you just sift through the ocean water and we find really cool shark teeth. Venice Beach is the best place to find shark teeth, by the way.
We haven't found the big ones yet. They have Mastodon, I guess.
Megalodon or something like that.
Big,
yeah.
They're like this big and they're worth a lot of money. You got to go deeper to get those. But even on shore, there's these little teeth. They're black and they're as big as our dog who's making the noise behind us at this point.
He's eating
But it's
pommes.
absolutely amazing. And remember when we were there, West Coast as well?
Yes.
And we were out on our little raft. We went out to this little island, which is maybe 50 feet out. And what did we find?
It was a little bit scary getting to that little island though because the water was very dark and murky. But we found, I'm not kidding, probably 100 sand dollars.
It was fantastic. So we brought them home. For sand dollars, what you need to do is you put them in bleach, and then what you do is you paint them with half glue, half bleach. That's our puppy right behind us. You can probably see him.
Quiet down over there.
His name's Butterscotch. Okay, let's move on to number 3.
Number 3, Florida is the only place on Earth where alligators and crocodiles can coexist in the same habitat.
Now this freaks me out because I'm not a fan of alligators. I don't mind lizards. She does not like them,
Hate 'em.
but crocodiles and alligators in the same place. It's predominantly in the
Everglades.
in
Yeah.
the Everglades.
South Florida.
So if you want to take a boat trip and go see them, you can do an airboat travel through there. It's really pretty cool to do. And you're high enough up that they won't really bother you. You can actually do that in Central Florida too. On the East Coast, we have basically the mouth of the Everglades. Start right here.
Or just go to Lake Jessup.
Or go to Lake Jessup.
There's a lot
and
of
they're all
alligators
over
in
the
there.
place. But to have them living in the same place, I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's a blue law here in Florida. You cannot live together if you're not properly married. So alligators and crocs, we're going to have like a crocagator soon,
Probably
which
soon.
would be pretty
And
horrifying.
you know what? I think it would be really nice. A lot of people don't know the difference between an alligator and a crocodile, what they look like. So maybe we can like just insert some pictures so they can see the difference in the faces.
The crocodile's the one with a long, thin nose that you're looking at right now. And the alligators have this big, round nose. And that's how you can tell it looks like a platypus beak almost. Either way, stay away from them. They won't hurt you. They're more afraid. Crocodiles actually will hurt you. Alligators are more afraid of us than anything else, so stay away from them as it were.
And that whole thing, that whole folk tale about running in a zigzag and then the crocodile can't catch, it's a lie.
Run
It's a lie.
fast,
Just
run
run.
straight. Remember, you don't have to outrun the alligator. You have to outrun the person you're with.
Number 2. And speaking of gators, we have a nationally known drink that is named after the Florida Gators. Everyone knows what it is, right? Gatorade. Invented at the University of Florida back in 1965. That's amazing that they developed that for the athletes, you know, so they can replenish themselves after losing all their electrolytes or whatever. And everyone drinks it.
So while we're here talking about the University of Florida, it's about an hour and 45 minutes away, which is great. If you're going to go to Florida State, where my boys go, our daughter's going to go to Florida.
She's going to UF. I'm so excited
right,
for
we're
her.
gonna have a
And she
divided
gets free Gatorade, by the way. It's all over campus.
Free Gatorade. Yes, if you go to the University of Florida, you get free Gatorade. If you're traveling up there, you get free Gatorade. So stop by on the way. It's up in Gainesville. Florida State is about 4 hours away. We have University of Central Florida here in Orlando. We have on the West Coast in Tampa.
USF?
Thank you very much. And then, of course, my wife's alma mater, which is
University of Miami.
And that's, of course, in
Go
Miami.
Canes.
About 4 hours away for that one. So let's move on to the number 1 thing you probably don't know about living in Florida.
The number 1 thing is the freaky thing that I mentioned at the top. Falling iguanas. Yes, iguanas do fall out of the trees during the winter when it's... Such a dork.
It'll freak her out. She hates lizards and gators
I
and
do.
all that.
I do.
So this is even worse, having having iguanas literally fall out of the trees. They really fall out.
They fall out of the trees. The temperatures have to be about 40 degrees, as you know, and it has to stay that way for, you know, I don't know, eight or 9 hours. And the iguanas become cold stunned. So they just fall out and you'll find them on the sidewalks or in the street. but they're alive. They're alive. They come back to life after they thaw out, if you will.
You've heard of that biblical thing where it rains frogs? This is falling iguanas. It's not as biblical. It's not like the end is coming, but it's closer.
It could be near.
It could be. So, but they literally just fall out and they just lay on the ground.
Yeah.
Do they die?
No, they don't die. Were you not paying attention to me, George Philbeck?
Not at all. I was looking at you in the camera. I can see you.
Oh my gosh. No, they don't die. They're alive and they're just like cold stunned, and they just come back to life and they just carry on their little way when they're
This is how everybody grabs the gators. They put them in cages and they sell them to the people up north.
You mean the iguanas?
Iguanas. That's what I meant. Iguanas. Yeah. Sorry, it's late. We haven't eaten. We're about ready to get started.
Yeah, it is kind of a late day, but hey, we want to know if there's anything cool about your estate. Drop a comment below, and if you're enjoying the video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We'll be putting out content about bi-weekly.
Anything you need to know to help you transition to the Central Florida area, or really anywhere in the state of Florida, reach out to us. That's what we're here for. As you can probably tell, we do have a little bit of humor inside of us, and it's all about making this easier for you and your move. Have a terrific day from Jackie and I. Thanks so much.
Bye for now.